Hi, my name is Cipi, and I am the outreach coordinator for the Connection Practice. Woo! So, I'm here to talk about myself, where I come from, and my experience with the Connection Practice and with Rita Marie, our CEO and founder. So, I am Filipino. I was raised in the Philippines. I moved here when I was 12, and so I had a lot of traditional Filipino values instilled in me. So, moving here was tough. Like, it was a new culture. I struggled with mental health, with bullying, and later on in my life, I struggled with addiction. And that was tough. I dealt with a lot of awful things, but I really learned from them, and I got to be where I'm at. And I'm glad and grateful to be in recovery. But even though I've done some work and I've very gung ho in recovery, I still struggle with those past traumas, with not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling capable in the society that we live in. So, when I first started with Rita Marie, we talked about my past, and the whole point of the connection practice is to find a problem and then identify those feelings and needs behind it. So, with the connection practice, we have these boards. We have these magnetic boards that you fill with our feelings and needs, which are on this board. See? So, for mine, I struggled with the feeling and challenge of working hard to be normal, being someone in recovery. So, I had to think about what I really felt behind those things. And ultimately, I felt overwhelmed, uncertain, stressed, torn, lonely, frustrated. Those are things I felt. And as we talked about this, it was Rita Marie's job to really listen and empathize with me. And through that, she guessed what my needs were, or at least what my unmet needs were. She guessed that I needed to be seen for who I am, that I needed acceptance, I needed emotional safety, freedom, stability, to belong, and ultimately, I needed reassurance. And we talked about what was my main need that I needed, and that was reassurance. Reassurance that, like, I could do this. That was tough for me to, realize. And for the second part of the connection practice, she asked me to think of the feelings and needs I had once I entered recovery. So ultimately, I felt hopeful, I felt thankful, motivated, encouraged. Those are the feelings I had because I was able to step into this positive, more positive space. And so she guessed on what my met needs were rather than my unmet needs because I was in recovery. And we talked about how I felt appreciated, I felt empathy, I felt ultimately connection. I felt heard, I felt mattered, I felt that I had honesty for once with myself and with other people. And I felt love. And we talked about what was my most important main need that was met. And for me, that was clarity. Because for once in my life, everything made sense. I had answers about my mental health, about why I felt these ways in addiction, and everything felt so clear to me. And then we talked about what do I need to know? What is the main need that I was looking for? And that really was reassurance. Reassurance behind my main problem of working hard to be normal, or not normal as in like to be able to fit in the society in a way that I feel is genuine. So, what do I need to know? The next step, once I figured out my met and unmet feelings and needs, was to gain that insight within myself and to connect with my best intelligence. And when I first started this, I was a little skeptical. I was unsure. I didn't know how to connect with myself. And but I was open. I was open and I was willing, to really connect with myself. So the next step was to gain quick coherence, which is when our brain and our hearts are in sync and are in coherence. And she gets this by getting into heart focus, where we focus on our heart and everything goes to our heart, that we start breathing as if it was through our heart, almost like a meditation, and start feeling appreciation for the people around us, for the things that are positive in our lives. For myself, my feeling of appreciation was the time I realized that recovery and sobriety was the choice that I wanted to make for a better life, because that meant a lot to me. So I sunk into that frame of mind, and I was worried. I was worried that I wouldn't get that insight, that I wouldn't get that answer to what I needed. But I was quiet, I breathed, I listened, and ultimately what came to me was that people believe in me. I have a hard time believing that, but they do. It's something I've known, but was not allowing myself to believe that people believe in me. And that was really powerful. I felt flooded with emotion, and it was difficult to even fathom, but it was true. And that helped me make the steps to accept the problem I had and make the steps to change it, to face that inner turmoil and learn from it. So, this is only like a small snippet of what the connection practice can do. This is the inner turmoil, but it can go further out to external turmoil with friends and families, with potential enemies, as long as we're willing to listen and to feel and connect with each other. So I'm a believer, and I'm grateful for the connection practice, that I could actually connect with myself when otherwise I wouldn't be able to. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope you can give it a chance and are willing to. Thanks.